Hey, what's up? It's Louis 2 live from Dance Factory Radio, and you are checking out the Hoppe and FreeMAN Show on WNUR.
I'm Hoppe. What's up, guys?
And this is the
Hoppe and FreeMAN Show.
That's what I'm talking about. With special guest, of course, Swain Train.
What's up, Chicago?
And this morning's show, we'll be talking about guns. Pew pew. 50 Shades of Grey and herpes, they sort of tie together, don't they, Happy?
Why wouldn't they?
9 people are who are way drunker than you. I know that's hard to imagine because most of you are wasted.
I mean, let's be honest. It's 3 in the morning. You're getting out of the club. You tune into WNUR, taking a special somebody you just met 5 minutes ago back to your bachelor pad. So if you want to call the show, 847-866-9687.
And we grabbed a random Bulls fan to give us a first-hand account of the game.
Yeah, we just were walking down the block. There's some Joe Schmo just pacing back and forth, very odd, outside of WNUR. We're like, hey, you want to come on in?
Go Bulls!
There's that random Joe Schmo.
And we're going to do a segment on why Florida still sucks.
Which should not come as a surprise, because all the weird news from the Huffington Post comes from Florida.
It's all that vitamin D.
Are you sure?
Uncivil war breaks out in New York. Guy shoots a cannon in someone's house. That's awesome.
When I read this, I wasn't sure if this was an archive from like 200 years ago or if this was 2013. It's very hard to believe that someone has a cannon, number one.
Yeah, why do you own a cannon? What is going on with that?
The guy's crazy.
You know what I want to buy? A cannon. You know what I want to do with that cannon? Shoot at my neighbors. Because that's a good old time.
I didn't like the way Joe looked at me. I'm going to shoot him up. The hell's wrong with you?
Happy and I are proud to be here on the beautiful campus of Northwestern University.
Well, this is the first time that Freeman's been here. I've been here since June, co-hosting Sports Voice, The Rock Show, and The Disorder. So, you probably recognize my booming voice because I'm just so riveting. But Freeman here, you should introduce yourselves to the audience and let them know a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I am Freeman. I am from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A very boring little town.
Very big market, right?
A huge market full of people that are farmers and or students. Mr. Swain over here is actually from Cedar Rapids as well.
Born and raised.
Yep. At the playground where we spend most of our days.
That's right. Little Will Smith for you.
Got a little background in the military. Had some fun shooting guns and blowing up crap. And now I'm here with Mr. Hoppe having a blast.
Yeah, it's weird where life takes you. He was a responsible, hardworking vet, and now he's sitting here at 3 in the morning in Evanston, Chicago. Now listen, I'm 20 years old. I've been a talk radio geek ever since I was in 4th grade.
You're the only person that's going to say their age, by the way. Now go on. Go on.
How old are you, 80?
Yep, I'm about.
With your Ken Walker and your fiber pills?
Leave me and my corn pipe alone.
Now listen, I was never good at sports.
It's hard for me to listen. I need to turn up my hearing aid.
I never was good at sports. I never was exactly the ladies' man, but radio was always my thing. So to be on WNUR and to have wanted to go on the radio since 4th grade is an absolute honor. Shout out to Jamie for giving me this chance. And our show is going to change the way the Chicago market looks at talk radio.
Because we're crazy.
We're just out of our
We're
minds.
nuts.
We make Bob Rohrman look like he's normal.
It's 3 a.m. What are we doing?
Why did we come here? I left the house at 11:45 to pick up Freeman and Lombard and then came here. So,
Swain, why are you not in bed?
That's a great question.
Why aren't you laying in your bed next to your wife when you're up with 3 guys in the middle of Evanston, Chicago? Exactly.
All right, we're going to get to the news here soon. And here's a song that everyone's heard 1,000 times. Enjoy! Yes.
What's up, everybody? This is the Hoppe
and Freeman Show. Good morning.
How you doing, Freeman?
I'm tired.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm just so pumped to be here that I'm pretty energetic, but yeah, I'm slightly tired. But guess what time it is, Freeman?
3 in the morning?
And it's time for you to read us some of the news.
Yes, the news. Wonderful, great old news. Man accidentally fires gun in GNC store while discussing the Second Amendment rights because guns don't kill people, people kill people, especially people in the GNC with guns in their hands. Here we go. Shoot your mouth off about the rights of gun owners is one thing. Shooting the actual gun is something else entirely.
And now let's take a quick guess. Where do you think this happened? Where?
Somewhere
Florida?
in the South.
Yeah, I would think it'd be in the South because that's where people are usually more crazy. And voila, it's in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Who would have guessed? And now, Swain, you're from, or you have family in North Carolina. Does this sound like North Carolina to you? Because I have family there too, and oh boy, it does.
150% like North Carolina. There are some very different areas down there.
Right.
Not anything like Chicago.
Not anything like in the world. The weirdest redneck ghettos ever. Just like with crazy like fat people with their big beer bellies and their like trailer parks taking their guns to GNCs.
Pretty much everything looks like a meth lab down there.
It looks like Walter White's house.
We're one to talk. We're from Iowa. It's like
True.
the home of
True.
meth.
Very true.
Police in
Capital
Wilkesboro.
meth. Woo!
Yeah, meth. Vote for meth for
good.
mayor.
It's good for you.
Police in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, are currently looking for a man who accidentally fired his handgun during a Tuesday night discussion. It's a discussion, not an argument, about the Second Amendment rights in a GNC vitamin store, which is the perfect place to talk about your Second Amendment rights.
I was just about to say that. Don't they usually have discussions on this in like a town hall?
Town hall meeting of some kind.
Not in a GNC
No.
shop where
Let's.
you get ripped on vitamins and creatine. No,
It's funny you mention about guns because I have one right here.
Sun's out, guns out.
and then there's some guy with the fake tan. In
That's
the
a life
corner,
rule in North
just
Carolina.
begins flexing. Look at these guns over here, dude. I'm ripped.
The unknown suspect took out his gun to show it to an employee, why?
Why?
Okay, at some point he accidentally fired a round into the store's printer. I hope he has to pay for it.
Here's what I don't get. Why would you even bring a gun there, and how is it an accident?
Maybe he had a license to carry or some crap. It's easy to get in North Carolina. I believe they fill out the licenses in crayon. And it's a 2-hour online class. And then at the end, you fill out a multi-choice. Are you going to kill 1, 2, 3, or no people this year? And then you get your license to carry. That's how it is in North Carolina.
And then they give you a high five.
Of course,
They
I'm
have
just
fun.
guessing, but
Yes, of
I feel
course.
like I've seen one of these
I'm
licenses.
pretty sure it's a question on their ACT test. Down in the
Yes.
South.
ACT. Would
Do
you
know how
rather
to shoot a gun?
Do you know how to shoot a gun? What kind of gun would you shoot? AR-15. AR-15s are for sissies. But after seeing what he had done, the alleged printer assailant, the printer killer, you murderer, told the store employee that he could not go down for this. Of course, that is always the first thing you say. When something goes down, the first thing you say is, I cannot go down for this. I've been to jail too many times. The suspect is described as a white male in his late
course.
20s. I mean, they're always in their 20s.
Yeah.
Weighing about 170 pounds. Well, of course he has a gun. He's
fled the
5'8"
scene.
at 170 pounds. With brown hair, brown eyes, he fled the scene in early 2000s model dark-colored Honda Civic. I bet it was souped out, dude.
Here's the question. Should I be afraid because I drive a 2000 Honda Civic too? Like, am I as crazy as this guy?
Absolutely. I'd be frightened for my life.
Yeah. And coming up next, we will get to some more of the news, but we're going to talk about when we came here to take the FCC test to get on the air and how we got lost on campus and how the whole time we could have been here in 5 minutes.
And
So-
yes, there is an FCC test. We learned what 7 words not to say on the radio.
And they are...
Cask hole. I'm going to just rhyme these out.
Cluck.
Trucker.
Runt.
Runt.
Toll bit.
Tobit. Scheiße. I said it in German. I don't know if that counts. Better press the dump button. And then, no, I'm just kidding. Don't press the dump button, Hoppe. He's actually going for it. He's like, I'm on top of this, man. I'm on top of it.
That's what she said.
That
is what she said.
Indeed.
And if that's going down at your bachelor pad, a bunch of that what she said references, call it a show, 847-866-9687. And maybe give us a play-by-player.
Tell us what she said exactly.
Yeah.
We would like to know
Yeah,
that.
she actually said that.
She said that,
Give
man.
us the full transcript.
Speaking of smart people, there's some news that happened down in USC after the USC one. I think it was in Stanford. I think the game was at Stanford.
No, it was in Southern Cal.
Was it?
Yep.
Home
Okay.
of all the fake tan imbeciles and hot women.
You don't have to get a fake tan in SoCal. It's pretty sunny.
Yeah, you do. There's tanning salons in every corner. They get the fake tan, and then they get it completely perfected on the beach.
Do they
Trust me,
even have rain there ever?
Rain in California? Southern California, no. Northern California, yes. That's
the awful part of
I believe.
Sacramento,
There's something
Redding.
in with the mountains, precipitation, and the amount of tan spray that goes into the atmosphere. At least 10 people were hurt at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum football field Saturday when fans rushed the field after USC won a game against Stanford.
And whenever this happens, whenever I'm watching the game on ESPN and I see everybody going on the field, all 40,000 fans drunk out of their mind, trying to act cool in front of the hot co-eds, I just wonder to myself, when is something bad going to happen? Like that one Duke basketball when there's that kid in a wheelchair.
If you're in a wheelchair, you should have an advantage to rushing the field. I don't know.
I actually have a wonderful story about that.
Go ahead. Please tell us, Mr. Swain.
At an Iowa game, Iowa Hawkeyes, we beat Ohio State by like 40 points. That was like the first time ever. And one of my really good buddies thought it'd be a great idea to shove his thumb somewhere in AJ Hawk's lower region. And if you're listening, AJ Hawk,
Please don't hurt us.
it wasn't him.
We know the person that did it. We will draw you a picture and post it on our Twitter account. I could tell you right now that me and Swain both have, and I don't know if Swain
Several
remembers.
times.
Okay. Do you remember the time in Washington Warriors? We clinched the game to go to state.
We rushed?
Oh yeah, we
I don't
rushed.
remember rushing.
We rushed.
So drunk, you don't remember.
We
I
rushed.
think that's probably that's fair.
It's true.
That's probably fair.
It wasn't underage. We were 18, but I'm not going to say we're underage.
Yeah.
But you just said.
We actually had a security guard. His name was Jerry. He was about 6'5", 400 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, you think fat people can't run? He can run. He just
was
can't
like
turn.
50 years old.
Can't go left or right. but he can
Remember,
go straight.
if
like
there's a
1,000
guy named
miles an hour.
Jerry, he's a security guard and he's chasing you zigzag because he's actually faster in a straight line. For the love of God.
Yeah, just go in a circle. You're good.
He could outrun anybody. The fire department received calls after 8:33 p.m., said Catherine Main of the LA City Fire Department. Early reports suggested the calls were about someone going into cardiac arrest, but Main could not confirm whether that was true. 5 people were hurt after the game when fans rushed the field after the win. Main said one person had a broken ankle, and another was hurt. That's just... It happens. It's part of the college. It's part of what happens in exciting games. People get excited, they rush the field.
It's like a free-for-all wrestling match.
Then
once
people's
you get down
ankles
there.
gets hurt. People in wheelchairs get tipped over. Horrible things happen.
And it says here this happened when the USC Trojan condoms scored with 19 seconds left on the clock. So you have to wonder.
Did you just call them the Trojan condoms? Trojan, man, go USC.
What? They scored with 19 seconds left on the clock, so then they probably punted away, 3 and out, whatever. So imagine the adrenaline. This just happened 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, music.
This wasn't like your normal upset where it's throughout the whole game. Freeman, think about it. This isn't like your normal upset where it happened throughout the game. This just happened 2 minutes before. So imagine the adrenaline of the drunken, imbecile fans rushing the field, you know?
Well, not all the fans are drunk. Some
I'd
are
say
just drunk from the
90%.
excitement of the game. Can't
they're
help it,
high
bro.
on life.
High on life.
I love life, man. Looking at trees all day. It's great.
Who's looking at trees these days? Not me.
I do it all the time, man. It's fun.
Have you guys ever heard of the game Poop or Chocolate?
Please explain.
If you
to
haven't, you are in for a treat.
us. Explain this one to us.
All right. Well, okay. So you get a buddy.
Yes.
You guys got any of those?
A few.
Okay,
You're
all right.
sitting right next to me.
Oh, true. Okay.
Aw,
You get a
got
buddy.
bromance.
You get a phone. You take a picture of either a poop or some chocolate, and you ask him which one it is. And you know, if they guess wrong, they're wrong. They guess right, good for them.
And now, is this a game that you play when you're high on something or drunk, or is this a game you play sober when you're bored and you're like, man, there's nothing to do tonight?
It usually makes it a little bit more fun if you're high or drunk, but I can say I've only been drunk one of the times that I played it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I've just been drunk once in my life. I'm like, wow, that's really
Only
impressive.
just once, you know, one time, ever.
It was on prom night. I got drunk on vodka. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I threw up in my
Shots of beer all night long.
I took little sips of the beer. This is the Hoppe and
Freeman Show.
If you want to call us, it's not very hard. 847-866-9687. That's 847-866-WNUR. Or tweeted us at Ryan Hoppe Show and at St. Prosa. What up, Freeman and Swain?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Swain went to the Bulls game tonight.
How was that, Swain?
It was wonderful. First Bulls game. Enjoyed every minute of it. Those Indiana Pacers are no longer undefeated.
I love when the Bulls just get rid of a team streak. Like, they beat the Knicks last year. They beat the Heat during that whole 27-game thing that ESPN was just going down on them for. They're just going crazy.
They're
for
streak
them.
busters, man. That's like kind of the name they're starting to create for themselves.
I actually posted something on Facebook. It was the Ghostbusters logo, but with Benny the Bull spinning it.
I like it.
Pretty funny.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome experience. D Rose actually showed some signs of life, and everybody's looking like they're finally becoming a little bit more healthy. And
I don't know why people are freaking out about D Rose.
yeah, I mean, he's gonna show some rust for the first.
The only way you're gonna
month-ish.
come and strengthen your ACL is by playing. So
Exactly.
And
Y'all
what
need
did
to
you
chill.
think? Speaking of D Rose looking more like himself, what did you think of him going 6 for 8 from 3, including the one in Paul George's face? I was just I was on the couch, I was like, oh.
He was putting up some Ray Allen type numbers from 3
Yeah,
at
he
that
was.
specific time. His driving still needs some work, but like we were just talking about, I mean, he's shaking off rust from 18 months out of basketball. So, you know, that's gonna take some time. He'll come around. You know, everybody's got to have faith in him, and the team. You know, good coach, good players. They just got to learn to play together. We'll be
Did
good
you
to
have
go.
good seats?
We were in the third to last row.
That is
but there-
nosebleeds.
There actually is. I wouldn't say there's a bad seat in that stadium. I mean, you could see the whole game from pretty much anywhere.
Do they have seats behind those pillars? I know a lot
No,
of
there's not really
stadiums.
any. I mean, all the pillars are back in like the aisles. So I mean, you don't really have to deal with the pillar blockage like in Wrigley, where you can get stuck right behind a pillar and you have a crick in your neck. the
Dude,
next
when
week.
we went to Wrigley last September?
Yeah.
You got drunk?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, of
absolutely.
course, we're in the Bud Light section.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were in
Bud
the
Light
bleachers.
bleachers.
Oh, the Bud Light.
I was
over
sitting on the corner of the bleachers because
Yeah.
they're full, of course. Not because the Cubs are good, because I guess it's
162-0 this season.
yeah.
Calling it.
He's calling it 162-0.
there. I
So
love Freeman's voice. It's just like, nope.
yep, they're gonna do it
Stop it.
if they can trade for McCutcheon, I believe.
Here's what would happen. If the Cubs were to go 162-0,
Which
they
is
would
impossible.
then go 0-4 in the playoffs and get swept right out of town. That's what would happen.
Now, would you
He brings a
prefer?
good
Would you
point.
prefer 162-0 and then losing the first round of playoffs,
Or
or would
what?
you prefer going 500 and winning the pennant?
I want to win the pennant. It's been 107 years. My grandpa who died and all my grandparents never got to see it, and we may never get to see it. What type of question is that?
I'm about to go
Freeman?
George Steinbrenner on you. Be like, I don't want a pennant. I want a ring.
That's right. That's what I want to hear, with such conviction.
But I do think on a sidetrack,
is the year.
before we get back to Freeman
Yes.
and
Wait.
Sway's
What?
crazy thing that happened in the bleacher section, I do think that Theo Epstein's putting them in the right direction. They have one of the best farm systems now, which they never used to.
Blah blah blah. That's all I hear. Every year is a rebuilding season for the Cubs, and you know why? Because the management gets rid of every single good player the Cubs have for the Yankees or Boston
And
or
here's
Phillies.
what I don't get. You put in these managers that aren't going to get it done. Dusty Baker had his moment, and then he screwed up Game 6 with the pitchers. Lou Piniella choked in the playoffs. Then you have Mike Quaddy and Dale Swam. And each time they're just saying, oh, it's rebuilding. It'll take a few years. Why not pick somebody, Cubs, that's actually good, that's actually going to get it done? Is Rick Renteria really going to get it done? The answer is no.
But do you really think they needed to get rid of Dale Swaim? Like, he had 2 years. And
he had no talent on the team. We'll never know.
Yeah. I mean, there was I didn't understand firing him.
You could bring in Joe Torre or Terry Francona, and you're probably not going to make the playoffs with this team.
Do you think they regret not hiring Ryan Sandberg?
I do. I very much do.
He's in
the
the Phillies. He's managing the Phillies now.
Right.
And this next year will be a big test for him because they were better after they got rid of Charlie Manuel. But the thing is, that team was so bad and so gone that it was just going to be a tanking
They
season.
have the players. They definitely have the players to reach the playoffs every year. They have a good hitting and they have good pitching.
Speaking of good hitting, they need to have Ryan Howard have another MVP-type season because since the 2009 World Series and when they lost in 2010 to the Yankees, they just have not been the same.
So back to the Cubs game last year.
Jesus.
No, this is sports talk, but it's more of the drunken side of it.
Fun side.
We were at the Bud Light bleachers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we had to sit on the corner because they were full.
Yeah, we couldn't get to like the actual area where if for the love of God, if a Cub actually hit a home run, we could catch it.
For some reason, they made this new press box like right directly in front.
No, it's like the little area you can go have like catered meals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's right in front.
Batter's eye
It's like
or
this
something like that.
huge green box of a shack.
Yeah.
Like, if you sit on the corner of the bleachers, you're staring at a green
We
wall.
were pretty much perfectly behind that.
Yeah. The only thing you could see was the right fielder.
Yep. That's about right.
And the pitcher's arm. That
Who
was
was
it.
the right fielder then? Was it Ray Johnson then?
No, we still had Soriano, or he was in that game. Or wait, no. Soriano's left field.
I think it was Ray Johnson, right?
So I think, Reed Johnson. You're right.
I just remember he would have those like random home runs against the White Sox. And it was like, yeah, we just beat the White Sox 2 out of 3 games. We're good. Then you go back to losing. Ugh. Terrible.
The only thing about going to see the Cubs is that this is why this is. Wrigley Field is surrounded by bars.
It is basically a gigantic
And as
bar
soon as we
itself.
lose, we go celebrate. Playing the boss on the jukebox.
It happened again.
It happened again. Let's get wasted. And then, like, the winning team people go to the bars too, and we party with them, and we don't much care.
Pretty
Because
much.
it's not like there's a big rivalry. Now, when the Cubs were good, there would be fights that would happen in bars. Like, you're a Phillies fan? You're a douchebag then. But now that we suck, we're like, yeah, what's up, man? You're from Philadelphia.
Your team's really
Cool.
good. Can I buy you a beer?
Yeah. Congratulations on having a contending team.
A team that actually tries and has talent.
Cubs.
And if you
All
want to call
right.
the show and tell us what you think of our next song, Mumford & Sons, The Cave, or if you want to just tell us about your Cubs experience like Freeman and Swain just did, 847-866-WNUR.
Or if you'd like to have a drunken, slurred speech riot for a while, that'd be cool too.
Just call the show and
We're
get
bored,
involved.
You just
man.
really want to talk to me? I mean, I'll
Yep.
just
Yeah,
I'll
talk
just
to
hold the phone
Swain.
and have,
Swain will talk to you in
How's your
broke
mother
Spanish.
doing? Oh, great.
Swain,
Tell her to
say
send
some
some of those
Spanish. I want to hear
Ladies,
Spanish.
don't-
¿Dónde estás las mujeres blancas?
That's what I'm talking about.
What up? You're on WNUR. Who's this?
This is Hash.
Oh!
We finally got to Isn't this an honor? You're the first caller ever on the Hoppe and
Freeman Show.
What up, dude?
Not much. What's going on with you guys?
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. We learned how to use the phone!
And we have a caller
We
on
did
the
it!
phone.
We have reached a
My
milestone.
man.
Great milestone for you guys.
Thank
Casey,
you.
text my mother!
Whoa.
I think she would be very disappointed if I texted her at 4:30 in the morning.
So,
probably get turned
so
off.
for
for you guys.
for certain reasons, we're not going to say your name. We'll just call you Windy City
All right.
What up, Wendy?
Not
Assassin.
much.
He's the assassin.
So, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Just got back.
Back from what?
The club?
Out at the bars. Some friends.
What bars?
Can't say.
Have
Can't,
you,
wanna-
can't say.
have you
But
had a
you're
Zima or
anonymous.
two today, Wendy?
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin their reputation. Put them down the drain.
That's awesome.
It actually is a good point. This Wendy guy sounds like a class act. The fact that even though he's anonymous, he doesn't want to throw these dive bars under the bus.
What a smart fellow.
What a class act. I'm just kidding, Wendy.
Yeah.
So what happened tonight?
Yeah.
Not much.
Then why are
One
you
of our
calling
friends-
us?
I mean, one of our friends, his roommate's a hot bartender, and these Greek people didn't know how to tip the bartender properly. Like it was like $60 check,
Yeah.
and he tipped her like 50 cents.
That's the way to go.
Nice.
And it was like, what the hell? And basically a fight almost broke out, and then cops got called, and basically that was interesting. So.
Was there any arrests? Did you get a stern talking to?
No, but a guy walked out with a Grey Goose bottle. Give it that.
Was there any racial profiling?
Probably because, given I'm kind of brown, so I guess maybe.
Hey, if you're brown, they can't get you down.
Interesting.
Now,
Never
when you
heard that
say
one.
brown, there's so many different kinds of brown. What kind of brown are you?
I'm Indian?
Awesome.
Yes.
How
Now,
many Zimas have you had?
how many Zimas?
What
Did
is
you
his
have
name?
tonight?
I'm not...
That's an alcohol that's popular
That's like
in
a
Europe.
little like Smirnoff Ice
Yeah.
or whatever.
Vodka.
I've never even heard of that. What is this, 1999?
You obviously need you obviously need to get on Google.
Yeah.
Man,
And
I
if you
haven't
don't know
seen-
what
I've never
Google
seen
is, for
one.
you young kids, you can go to Bing.
It's all about Bing now.
It's all about Bing. Did you not know the Bing challenge? Bing.
No, I don't know.
And
what
for
Bing
you
now
kids
is.
that have never heard of Bing, get a damn computer now.
And if you don't have a
tablet.
computer, you must be Amish.
Or you must be a complete poor loser.
I thought people use the internet for only one reason, and only it's not for Google, isn't it?
Yeah, to check out your Call of Duty stats. Duh.
And to go on Pornhub.
I was gonna go with the porn side of it.
See, I figured everybody just goes on the internet for porn nowadays.
Yeah.
Now, can you
Watch-
list a few sites you go to?
www.beastie.
I can't think on the top of my
Pornhub,
head.
UJ, XNXX,
XNXX,
RedTube,
RedTube,
Weapons
PornTube.
Cats Are Hot.
Bestiality.com.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Hey, yo, we're
Hey!
Shock Jocks.
And it was actually a horse.
And she was a whore.
I love good old horse penetration.
Who are some of the porn actresses you like, Wendy? Some of the ones that are really hard at working are just fun to watch.
Now, Wendy, what do you do?
What do I do? Currently in medical school.
Where at?
Northwestern downtown campus.
That's
Wild
where we
Cats?
are. You should visit the booth.
Oh.
He said the downtown campus. We're in
Yeah, not the
Evanston.
Evanston campus.
We're in Evanston.
I
You know
I
what?
know where that one is.
Get a taxi. Come on down.
I have a car. I can actually.
No,
drive it
you
myself.
sound too
No,
drunk.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, we
Don't
know-
drink and drive.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't drive. I would have my friend drive, not me.
Is he
All right,
drunk?
don't have your
No,
drunk friend
no.
drive you.
I don't want anybody driving at this point.
Yeah, just you know what? It's 4:30.
You know what?
What
You
if
You're
I
on the
just get
phone,
a
it's good enough.
bicycle and bite myself down there right now?
You know what? I think you need to come over here and start a fight with me.
Get that English boxer
sounds-
from
The
1915
kind of
going.
fighting you're into, I'm kind of not involved in. It
There's
involves,
nothing
like, a lot of
wrong
blood
with
wrestling and
naked
jungle.
Greco wrestling. I brought oil just for it because I knew you'd call.
I knew
Is that the-
I knew
Nothing
you-
like
I
a
knew
couple
you
of
had that.
dudes
Right.
mud wrestling in a $5 pool.
naked.
Whoa.
The only kind of wrestling I do is the one without clothes. Now, Mr. Windy City,
Yes.
what other plans do you have for the night? I mean, it's 4:30. You
The
should
night's
be
not
in
even
bed.
over with till like 10 a.m.
I should be in bed, but I'm waiting for a female to call me.
Ooh, hookup. That's what she said. Now let me hear. What's this chick's name? Fake alias is okay.
Jane Doe, she's a babe, right?
Yeah, I don't know. What's a fake alias?
A
Jane
fake
Doe.
alias.
We're gonna go with
Alexis.
You could.
Carmen.
Alexis spanks a
We're gonna
lot.
go with Karma. How about that? Here we go.
Nice.
And
now,
now, what are
is
some
she
of
texting you to study? Is it a study
Oh, yeah, She
session?
wants me to give it to her real hard.
Are you guys gonna be studying some anatomy?
You're gonna make sure she gets a D on that test.
No, you're not gonna go to your place, right? You're gonna go to hers.
Of course.
I would hope so, because I'm betting like $50,000 that you live at your mom's house.
Currently, yes.
All right, that's all I did. The basement.
Because you don't want the mom walking in while she's in reverse, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you don't need your mom, your sister, or
if
any
we go
other
back to her
family
house
member
and,
walking
What
in.
if her parents walk in? So what then?
The family goat walking in.
Be like,
Meh.
Yes, it's still early in the evening.
Now, what time are you planning on going to bed? Because it sounds like she'll be over at, what, like 4:55? You'll be in bed by 5?
If you want to call it bed, sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to cuddle, it's all up to you.
Snuggle time.
Not everyone can
cuddle
have
with
a
me?
Neil
Like, that would
Patrick
just-
Harris-like apartment.
That's right.
No, it'd be legendary, right?
Barney Stinson.
Legend, wait for it.
Dairy.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And have to use one of the plays from the playbook.
Yeah.
The petting zoo is my favorite.
Yeah.
No, I want the weekend at the Bernie's.
We're
Yeah.
Weekend at Barney's.
Yep.
So you play a dead man that's really alive. Why don't you just pretend you're alive?
Because one part of my anatomy is still alive, while the rest is dead.
Rigor mortis.
The rigor mortis is set in.
You don't have to call a doctor if it's harder for longer than 4 hours. It's rigor mortis.
what is rigor mortis?
Rigor mortis is something that onsets in your body, makes it stiff after you die. You
Oh,
should
look at this
you
guy.
should bing it.
I
Looking into
think you
it.
can get it
I
before
think
you
just
die.
beat it, didn't you?
You know what? I think
Must have
Ashish
looked
could
at
tell it. Or
Yeah.
Rick. I just said his name.
Northwestern.
I think
okay.
Mr.
You know how
Wendy
many
could say it.
Ashish's- You even said my name wrong, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah, Ashish should work. So,
I'm a horrible person.
You are
Yeah.
one god-awful human being.
yeah.
Now, what do you got going on for the rest of the weekend?
Meet up some friends for the Bears game. Hopefully they beat the Falcons. Oh my God, the Falcons. Ravens.
Da Bears.
Do you really think they're going to beat the Ravens?
Yeah, because Flacco kind of sucks.
Welcome
Flacco
to
sucks.
Chicago.
So does Rice. I
They
agree
have
with
no
you.
running game.
They have no running game. That's right.
Yeah.
Bernard Pierce, isn't he injured?
Yeah.
But Wendy,
And
isn't
I'm
this
going to take down this guy named Seconds Please. 'cause,
Second?
just
Oh,
as-
you better. I
just
believe
as he has
Seconds
eight
Please
man
is 7 and
doesn't mean
3.
shit. That doesn't
I only
mean
know that
nothing.
because I'm stalking you on Facebook as
Yeah, I
we
was going to
speak.
say, we have no idea who this person is in real life.
Yes. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Hoppy? You're going to ask him a
I was going
question.
to ask him, how do you think the Bears, if you think they're going to beat the Baltimore Ravens, what do the Bears need to do to get the job done and get the W and be 6-4?
They need to give the ball to Forte and
Yeah,
pass
exactly.
it to
I was
him.
about to say, they need to give the ball to Forte. They need to throw 3 touchdowns to Brandon Marshall so I can get those points.
McCown can't throw.
McCown is way better.
You put Marshall in the slot and he'll have a
McCown is-
chance.
McCown is-
You take Cutler's
McCown's a
arm, you
clown.
take McCown, judgment ability and throwing window, and you got the perfect quarterback right there.
Yeah.
I
I
would agree.
I don't.
No? No? We
Bring
gotta-
back
we gotta-
Hey,
Cutler.
at the same time,
All right, Hoppy, you're the
think-
tiebreaker.
Trade for Romo.
Hey,
What's the
Freeman, you
tiebreaker?
think
What is
that
it?
He
Philip
disagreed,
Rivers
I
and Matthew
agreed.
Stafford are gods,
What?
So I don't know.
That-
I wouldn't
that-
think
I don't
Mc-
think Stafford's a
McCown-
god. I just think
McCown's
he has good
talent
weapons.
With Cutler's arm strength would be a great quarterback.
Yeah, you
I
take
think
Cutler's
Peyton
arm
Manning's a great
strength,
quarterback.
and
I think
you
that'd be an
take McCown's
outright quarterback.
ability to
Maybe
judge
like
where to throw, and you got the perfect quarterback.
4 people talking at once.
Yeah.
I think if Brady and Peyton Manning
Had a child.
had a child,
It'd be a weirdo.
and then the godfather of that child
Was Tony
was-
Romo?
No,
No,
it's Montana. And then Tony Romo
Oh, God,
was
no,
the
abortion then.
Tony Romo was the
what do you call it? The
evil
mistress.
stepson.
If Tony Romo was
the
the
awkward
mistress
fetus.
between those two, and then
Here,
Elway
boy, I'm going
was
to teach
the
you how to throw an
godfather.
interception.
Romo calls himself a gunslinger. I call him like half downs because every time he talks, I can't help but think that. I'm like,
I've never actually heard Romo talk. He dated Jessica Simpson for a while, so I wonder what
that was not for a while. That was for a week, and that was just so he could give her the D.
Wendy, is Jessica Simpson going to be calling you here in the next 10 minutes?
Wait, what happened?
Is that the girl you found at the bar, Jessica? She kind of fell off the face of the planet. She might be at bars trying to hook up.
Oh, the girl that's supposed to text me?
Yeah,
Can I type it?
Jessica
I can
Simpson.
get it for you. There you go. Here.
Jessica, why would I want to hook up with
Wendy, do you want to hear what Romo sounds like?
Jessica? Sure.
There's a video of him giving me, Ryan Hoppy, a shout out. Here it is.
What's going on, Ryan Hoppy? This is Tony Romo. I'm just getting filled in by Justin Penny about all your hard work this year. I just want to say congratulations.
I'm Tony Romo.
And good luck the rest of your senior year and beyond. Go get them. Justin also wanted me to tell you that you're lame.
Yeah.
Justin wanted me to tell you you're
Everyone.
lame.
Like me when I throw a fourth quarter pick right to a linebacker.
Let me fumble the ball a few more times.
It can't be any worse than Mark Sanchez's butt fumble. So.
That was amazing. That was
just
maybe the most amazing play in professional football.
I'm pretty sure that play was funnier than any sitcom on TV right now because it was real. And you're just like, this dude's making millions of dollars in the biggest market, and he just had a butt fumble. What an idiot, right?
Yeah, exactly. I wish they brought Scrubs back, though. That was great.
An idiot with luscious locks.
Luscious.
With those thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm being told to stop hating on Romo by a guy from Florida right now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Is his name... No, I'm not going to say his name, but...
Does his name rhyme with Puis?
Is he from Miami? Does he have the cojones? I believe that's Spanish for balls.
He believes he does, but he doesn't.
Ooh.
Obviously not, because he said he would be good in studio.
Ooh.
But
Yeah,
he
I'm putting
has
him on
no
full
skills.
blast right now. See if he can back up what he's talking.
I just think
Phone
if
call.
you're going to have someone
Phone call.
say something on the air and then not say anything on the air, I think, you're a little girl.
I mean,
All
he's
right.
got the number, so but we'll see what
If
happens.
you're going to say, I want to be live on the show, but then you don't call in, what the hell, bro? You're leaving us hanging on a cliff.
Now, Windy City, can you do us a favor
Sure.
and give the show a shout out?
Of course, you're listening to the Hoppe and FreeMAN show, the best
Hoppe.
show on radio right now.
Happy and Freeman Show. Say it again.
Hoppe and FreeMAN show.
That's what I'm
Best
talking
show to
about.
listen to early mornings right now. So.
Yes.
You say it over, right?
I will shoot you
Hoppe and FreeMAN
with a
show.
cannon.
Yes.
That's
All right. Thanks for calling, man. We'll hear you from next weekend because we'll have no one else call.
All right. Because, of course, the guy from Florida doesn't know how to pick up a phone and dial the number.
You know, he's from Florida. I think the only kind of phone they really know how to use is the rotary ones, whatever
Or
they're
actually
called.
the one where LeBron James has to dial it for him. So
Well,
you know
LeBron
what to do.
James got tricked into signing a contract with the Heat, so
Taking my talents to South.
I've never seen a contract signed in Cran before until that one was signed. So
Exactly.
have a good one, man.
All right. Have a
Take
nice
care.
night.
Man, you are really into crayons tonight. Do you have like a fetish with that?
The funniest skit I've ever heard was from Monty Python.
You're a Monty Python guy?
Yes,
I try to get
and
into
he
it,
was
but I'm not
he was
smart.
talking about fish license, and he's like, "I want a fish license," and he's like, "This isn't a fish license. This is a piece of paper with fish license written in crayon." It was the funniest thing I ever heard. Listen to it on YouTube. Welcome back.
To the Hoppe and FreeMAN show. What
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
FreeMan?
Not much, man. So there was this guy in New York unloaded a Civil War era cannon at a neighbor's.
And when I saw this, I was not sure if this was the Huffington Post, one of the most reliable but sometimes biased news sources online, or if this was the Onion or Comedy Central. Because the fact that someone, number one, has a canyon in 2013 is hard to believe. And number two, if you look at this guy's mugshot, he's bad crap crazy. Like, this guy's insane.
Yeah, he's mad. He doesn't look like a New Yorker. He looks like he should be
In Florida or Alabama or Mississippi.
Louisiana or something. I do declare this gentleman is the craziest neighbor this side of the Mason-Dixon.
line.
Victims say 52-year-old Brian Malta of Kyatown, New York, fired his Civil War-era cannon unloaded at their home. Malta says he was settling a dispute the old-fashioned way, the way God intended. Like Stonewall Jackson fending off a Union phalanx from the gates of Manassas.
How do you react as like one of his neighbors? You're just like,
When you say
oh, there's Stevie over there packing his cannon. I wonder exactly what he's gonna do with that. Oh God, he's aiming it towards me.
He packed his cannon full of nails.
I wonder what that sounds like compared to like a gunshot. Like, I've never heard a gunshot live, but I've heard it in TV.
I believe
Wonder if
it's
more
something like,
booming.
boom!
You owe me a new window.
You owe me a new house and car and family.
You killed my horse and now I can't get to work.
Seabiscuit was my best friend. You killed Seabiscuit.
Nobody was injured when Malta began his alleged assault using only powder charges and waddling. Now, it sounds like he did not use anything to, like, load it. It was just gunpowder.
Of course. Where the hell are you going to buy a cannon? Are you going to go to Home Depot? Yes, I'd like 2 pieces of plywood and a cannonball, please.
You're going to go to Vegas, and you're going to go to Pawn Stars, and you're like, hey, you got any cannons? I'm like, yeah, in the back.
Stars.
In the back, brah.
Or you can go to, like, a black market and just maybe get one, too, you know, in a sketchy part of, like, Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Gary, Indiana, one of those scummy towns.
He was charged with harassment, which is nice. I mean... What else would you get charged for by shooting a empty cannon?
Being an out-of-touch douchebag.
I don't think that's illegal. The barrage, which was heard miles away and lasted several days. Really? It took days?
His mustache should be an amendment.
Harkens back to the Battle of Gettysburg when the Confederate Army employed more than 150 cannons to mow down the Union forces. Yet in a classic tale of history repeating itself, the cannon did not win the war.
Of course not, because it's an awful weapon. It never works.
Yeah, well, it works. I mean,
you know?
the cannon shot these. Usually, the cannonball is made to like explode into shrapnel pieces, therefore decapitating, maiming, and dismembering infantry soldiers. So it works, but it didn't work in Gettysburg because there's too many soldiers. It's like, damn it, there's 100,000 people. This one cannonball doesn't seem to be cutting them down.
And here's the lesson to what I just said. I'm a babbling idiot. Freeman's a smart one, so, yeah, I'm a dumb bitch.
Except for if you're in Miami listening to this, you obviously don't understand what I'm saying because you're illiterate. Police said that Malta had an ongoing dispute with his neighbors. The cannon shot heard around the world.
You hate on the show, but you don't call in. You're a keyboard assassin. You're a pussy.
But wouldn't reveal the details of New York Daily News reports. Malta was arrested on Wednesday and charged with 3 counts of harassment, which is really no big deal. He was released from the county jail after posting $2,500. It's immediately clear if he had a lawyer that he did have a lawyer. Obviously, he got off.
Oh, did he?
He got off big. And on that, I want you to listen to something funny.
Hey, if you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself? What? I know I would. First, I'd smother myself with brown mustard and relish. I'd be